Okay, this is lesson 6.7, and we're talking about simple interest. Interest is the money paid or earned for the use of money. The principal is the amount of money borrowed or deposited. So when you put money into a bank and they give you interest, that's because they're using your money. Your money just doesn't sit there in a box until you come back to get it. They use it. And for letting them use it, they give you interest, a small amount of money for letting them use your money. The amount of money you put into the bank, that's the principal. So the simple interest is the money paid or earned only on the principal. And they have a formula. Simple interest, they call I. So interest equals the principal times the rate times the time. Let's look how this works. So in example 1, finding the interest earned, you put $500 in a savings account. That's the principal. The account earns 3% simple interest. That's the rate. We turn that percent into a decimal, 0.03. And it's for a year. So, for 3 years. That's the time, 3 for 3 years. So part A, what's the interest you earned after 3 years? 500 times 0.03 times 3, 45. So you earned $45 after having the $500 in your savings account for 3 years. What is the balance after 3 years? Well, you put in $500 and they've given you $45 in interest. So you put those two amounts together, bam, after 3 years, you have $545. That's the new balance. In example 2, we're finding the annual interest rate. So we put $1,000 into the account. That's the principal. The account earns 100% interest. That's the interest. And in 4 years, that's the time. So we plug in what we know. I equals PRT. The I is 100. The P is 1,000. We don't know R yet. And the T is 4. So we simplify the right-hand side. 4 times 1,000 is 4,000. And now we want to get R all by itself. So we divide both sides by 4,000. And 100 divided by 4,000 is 0.025. Now that's not the interest rate. I mean, it is, but we want it in a percent form. So we move that decimal 2 places to make it 2.5%. That's the interest rate. To solve number 1 here on the on your own, you're going to have to go back to example 1. And this time, for the time, you don't put in 9 for 9 months. Remember, it's an annual interest rate. So 9 months is 3/4 of a year, or 0.75. So for the time, you'll put in 0.75. For number 2, you put $350 into an account. That's the principal. The account earns 17.5 or $17.50 for interest. That's the interest. And the time is 2.5 years. So you'll multiply 350 by 2.5, and you'll divide both sides by what you get there to get the interest rate by itself. Now don't forget, when you're done, move that decimal point 2 places to the right so it's in percentage form. Don't forget to put the percent sign on. Okay, for example 3 here, finding an amount of time, it's much like when we had to find the rate, because they give us the interest and then they give us 2 parts of the right-hand side. In this case, they give us the principal of 800 and the interest rate would be 2% or 0.02. First thing we'll do is multiply 800 by 0.02 to get 16. So now we have 100 equals 16t. Divide both sides by 16, and we get 6.25. So 6.25 years, or 6 years and 3 months. So same kind of thing, we just plug in what we know into the formula and solve for the unknown. Finally, in example 4, we're finding an amount paid on a loan. So this time, We're the ones taking the money. The bank is giving us the money, and we have to pay them the interest because they're letting us use their money. So you borrow $600. That's the principal because that's what the bank gave you. The interest rate is 15%. Notice, a whole lot higher than they were giving us. And you pay it off in 5 years. So we figure out that the interest that we would pay is $450. We add that on to the amount we borrowed, $600, to find that when we borrow $600 and pay it back over 5 years, we actually pay the bank back $1,050. Maybe it would have been a better idea to save the $600 and go buy it with cash instead of borrowing, but that's just an idea. Now here are some for you to do on your own. Here are the problems you're doing on your own. For number 3, you have to go back to example 3 and put this information in instead. And for number 4, it says, what happens for example 4 if you paid off the loan in just 2 years and not the 5 years? Well, we already found out in 5 years it was going to cost us, I think, $1,050. How much would it cost us in 2 years? Subtract the two to see how much money you'd save by paying it off faster.